Hey everyone, this is part one of my planting the new terrarium videos. And here I am attaching some sphagnum moss to this piece of cork bark. I actually found this piece of cork bark in my stash of aquascaping supplies and had forgotten about it. And it's got a really cool sort of curved shape. And I'm going to be attaching the bromeliad and another one of my air plants to this. This palm is getting really large, and it will. It's going to get very, very tall. So for the time being, it might look a little bit funny in here, being short like this, but it's gotten to where it is touching the top glass of the small terrarium, and I think I might swap it with this cork bark with the air plants there. This is some creeping Jenny that I picked up at Home Depot. I thought it might look nice hanging from the begonia. I did not film the hanging of the begonia plant because it was a little bit of an ordeal figuring out how to attach it to the grate in the background through the styrofoam, but I was able to do it with a regular plant hanger and one stainless steel wire for support. I have tried growing this plant aquatically. It never did that great for me. It put out like lots of aerial roots and kept floating up from the substrate and just kind of petered out, but I think it will do well here. Here I'm putting the cork bark back in place, and then I'm placing the pot where I want it and making a little bit of a divot in the dirt to show me exactly where to dig once I move the cork bark back out of the way. I know some people like to cut off the roots of pot-bound plants, but I prefer to separate them gently and spread them out if I can. If it's very severe, I will cut them off, but this one isn't too bad. I have gotten my piece of wood in here, the cork bark, and I did hot glue it here, and then I used the very last bit of silicone I had there to attach it to the glass. And I just put like some of the dirt from the terrarium on where you could see the hot glue. Unfortunately, under there it dripped a little bit, but that should be hidden by plants. I was not able to film it because I really needed both hands and to kind of hold it in place for a long time. But I think it's going to stay. Knock on cork bark. And I also have the microphone stand up here, and I've added a 9-watt fight bulb there, and I think I want to add another one like there. This calathea is going to end up getting really tall, even though it's short now. And you can see where in my old terrarium it grew through the barrier layer, which again by me is fine. It's just to try to keep the dirt from coming through. This is a piece of cork bark from the old terrarium with a couple of air plants attached to it. And the cork bark itself is fairly flat and uninteresting. So what I think I'm going to do is cut them off of here and then reattach them to this piece of cork bark that I had hung up here, which is really good and stable, at least I think, to support a couple air plants now. And there are gaps where I'm planning to run fishing line and wires through if I need to kind of go across. I'm not going to film it though because I'm going to need both hands and the tripod's going to be in my way, but I will definitely show you the finished product. There's the first one up. This one was not as easy as the first one, but it is up and I think it looks pretty good. I ended up using this chain, which is a handle off one of my purses, to tie the fishing line to, and was using it as a weight to kind of put back here and feed the fishing line down behind the cork bark so that I could wrap it around again and again. But I think it worked out pretty good. And I'm just going to put some cyanoacrylate on the knots so they'll stay put, and that's it. I've just planted this little peperomia pretty close to the front glass of the new terrarium, and in the old one where I took this out, these leaves which had fallen off of it before I knew about, and I kind of just stuck them in the dirt, see if they would grow roots. And I don't know if my camera is capturing that or not, but that one is starting to, and at least one more of these, and that one's got a good little root on it. And what I didn't realize is that this Pilea depressa was covering up another one that did it on its own and is growing a whole new plant. So I'm gonna move these over, but I thought that was really cool. This is going to conclude part 1 of planting my new terrarium. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and I thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you're having a great day. Bye.